everyone, it's Amy from Pretty Presets, and I am going to show you how to do just a really quick edit. Sometimes editing can be super quick and we tend to make it harder than it needs to be by going through all of our presets. You know, if you own everything, that doesn't mean that you have to go through and try every single preset on an image. I'm going to crop this image. He's in a pretty good spot in the image, but because there's so much shadow over here and then there's this little bit of light right here, I'm going to crop it in to where that is just a little bit tighter in. So I'm going to go up like this, come over here, like that. I like that more. Okay. And I can either do a color edit on this, or I could do a black and white. I think I'm going to do, there were a couple black and white presets that I wanted to do on this. Let's see how they look. No, I don't like that one on here. Too grainy. I want something that just has a nice, this is actually more if I wanted to do color, but I do like that color on this image. Let's see. Oh, I like that for color too. This is kind of how my brain works when I am actually editing my own sessions. I just kind of will go through and think, okay, what is the look that I'm going for? And I look up here in this panel to see, you know, that's pretty close to what I want to do, and then I'll come over here and then I'll adjust it to my liking. Usually I kind of have an idea in my head of what I want, but sometimes I don't. So if I don't, then I just kind of go through things and you know, just find what I want and go from there. So I think what I'm actually going to do with this is I am going to undo these color edits that I applied, and then I'm going to just do some black and white edits from the black and white collection. I love, love, love this collection because it is a layering collection and there are several different layers that you can put on here depending on your own taste. So I tend to start with base 3, and you know, it's kind of flat in a way. It doesn't do a whole lot. That's because it's a base. So then we get to go in here for B. I personally don't add any of this section here because I like a nice straight black and white. I don't like to add a tint to my black and whites. So I just skip those. And then we have C, and these are, we have like a hazy light. We have some of the mattes. I usually do the light and contrast. And so we've got a little bit more light with our contrast boosted up a bit there. And then we can go through to D. And I kind of switch around back and forth through here. I tend to like add a creamy light for that because I like light. So I will go there, and then this is always the E's. There's so many E's to choose from. So I will usually do the clarity instead of the contrast, just because I've already added some contrast up here when I did the light and contrast. So I'll usually go for some clarity up here. So let's choose a little clarity. And if it's still not like exactly like I want it to be, because if I go down here and choose a different E, it replaces the E that I just chose. So that's how the layering works. So if you If you choose one in that category and then you choose another one, it replaces the one that you just chose in that category. So I want this to have a little bit more drama to it. So I'm going to add some more. Okay, let's see. I want to keep that light that we've got going on there. I like that. Go out with that. No, we'll keep that there. Okay, I'm going to go down here to my sharpening and my noise reduction. My noise reduction on black and whites, a lot of times, I will add that and keep it about right here. And this is a really nice, well exposed picture. So I'm going to make a virtual copy of that because I like this black and white, but I also want to see it as a color picture. So here's this. So what I usually do is I go back to the original and then I reset it, and I'm going to crop it again because I know that I want that done. So we're going to go over here, and then we're going to go back down to those matte edits that we were at before because I saw some of those that I really liked and that I think would look good on here. So I like the clean and bright, but I think for this I want something that maybe is a little bit more warm. So let's see here. And this is always the hardest part too, is deciding which way you want to go, because once you decide this, and then if you had that stream of them that were edited similarly, then you could do the batch editing. So it may take you a few minutes to decide on how you're going to do the first one, but it pays off when you're batch editing. Come up here. I want a little bit more color added there. We go down here and take care of some of this, add a little bit more sharpening. And I think we're good on that one. If I wanted to, I do this sometimes for myself when I am not sure what kind of an edit I really want to do. I'll do a third one. So let's go ahead and play with it again. I don't do this for clients though. Like when I give clients their images, they get one type of color edit, and then I will usually do a handful of my favorites in black and white, and that's it. I don't do like 4 different edits because I don't have time to do that. I don't feel that that's the best use of my time for my clients. I feel like I have a pretty good style, and my clients hire me and they know what to expect when they hire me. If they go onto my website, then they're going to be pretty sure as to what they're going to be getting from me. So now see how this grass right here is, it's pretty greenish yellow. So we're going to go down here. If you reduce the green, it doesn't work as well. So what I do is I reduce the yellow. And do you see how that kind of makes it blend in a little bit better than doing the blues? But we're also going to reduce the blue a little bit because he's got a little tiny bit of a blue tint on his face. So we're just going to take it off a little bit. Okay, oops. Come down here. Again, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And we are going to warm that up just a teeny tiny bit. And then we are going to, I think I'm going to go ahead and reduce the clarity just a tiny bit. Now when I warmed it up a little bit, did you notice that it kind of warmed this area up here too? So I got to go back over here, kind of take that down just a little bit. So now we've got this edit, we've got this edit, and we've got this edit. So we've got 3 different edits here. So I really like the black and white. I think that's my favorite one. But it's nice sometimes to have a different look. Like I said, it's good to have a different look for yourself if you're kind of on the fence about it. If this were a session that I was doing for one of my clients, I would do something like this and then walk away and then come back to it the next day and go, okay, I don't really like this edit very much, but I really like this one, so now I'm going to stick with editing the rest of the session this way. So, because like I said, I'm not going to do 3 different edits for every single picture. So, anyways, I hope that helps, and happy editing.